tonight we are preparing red snapper. So I did purchase the red snapper from a local fish market, and they go down to the coast and get their fish, and that is like the only one we have in this area. So when I get fresh fish, that's the only place I can go to locally. That I seafood, when I'm stocked up on seafood, and I'll cook seafood for like a long period of time, like a month or 2 months, it'll be me and my husband have went down to the coast, Savannah. We go down to Beaufort, Tybee Island. We go down and visit that area, and we bring seafood back then. And so that's when I usually have like my best seafood. So I hope we get one of those trips in soon, because that's when I want to do my seafood boil. So anywho, we're doing red snapper tonight. I will kind of talk you through how I do it. You will be just looking at my food as I prepare it. I will show you the final at the end, where I'll just plate my fish with my, I think I'm making rice tonight. I'm not sure about a vegetable. We ate Brussels sprouts last night, so I may not do a vegetable tonight. We may just do a fruit or something. But anyway, so that's what we're having tonight. So I'll let you follow along with me as I prepare.
Okay guys, so we are starting out with 3 peppers. I chose the multicolor for presentation. They are a little sweeter than the green, just in case you've never tasted them. Anyway, they have been cleaned. I do clean my fruit and veggies with a dishcloth. So that's how I wash my veggies. The red is from a prior night's dinner, and they do keep in the refrigerator in an airtight container or storage bag for a few days. So now when I cut my peppers, I do start off by cutting off my top, and then I'll cut my bottom. I then go to my sides, and I cut my sides according to how long I want my peppers. And I always go back and remove the inner core. And just a helpful tip, I always try to keep a garbage plate or a dish nearby, just to make cleanup a little easier. It's pretty handy to have somewhere to dump your trash without constantly going back and forth to the garbage can. So just a helpful tip. I got off on my coordination with there. And I do cut these in like shoestring, bite-sized strips, just because they tend to go a little bit with it, and it makes it a little easier to eat, since I'm going to incorporate rice with this dish. So. Okay, and now for the garlic. I am using 1 bulb of garlic, and when using a bulb, I start off by breaking the bulb, literally allowing it to separate on its own, and then I remove the cloves and the outer flaky covering, as much of that as I can in the process. And so using garlic is not as intimidating as it seems. And it's not as time consuming as people think it is. So there you go. This method here, you just take the side of your knife and you can smash down on the cloves, and that will allow you to pull off that, I refer to it as skin, and it just makes it easier for you to remove that. So that's why you use that particular technique. And that's probably the most time-consuming part of using garlic, is just pulling that skin off, and it's not that bad, as you can tell. And so with this one, I just pop in my hand. You just kind of bend it back, and you'll hear it pop, and you just pull the skin off in. So either way works, and so it's not too difficult trying to use fresh garlic. So just for those people that get to know that. So once you've removed all the skin, then you can begin chopping your garlic, and you chop it to whatever size you choose. I chose to go pretty small because I don't really like biting into a chunk of garlic, but I don't mind having, a small portion of it in my mouth. So I do use an aluminum covered pan anytime I'm baking my fish in the oven. And I coat the pan with EVOO, or extra virgin olive oil. And I place my fish on the pan skin side down. I'm sorry, skin side up. So when I place it, the skin side will be up and the meaty portion will be up against the pan. Okay, and so now I'm going to add some butter to my pan as well. And this is just that old southern style coming out, honey, where you got to add some butter to everything just so you have that extra flavor. So we're adding butter to the pan. And I do use real butter. And this particular butter that I'm using tonight is an Amish butter. So I got this butter at the farmer's market. It is an Amish butter. And it is really, really good. I love it. And it comes like in a huge block. So it lasts a long time. Okay, so now I'm beginning to season my fish. And I don't let this marinate in a seasoning per se, because I don't want to overpower fish. I like for my fish to have a delicate flavor and taste like the ocean, if that makes sense to you. So anyway, what I am using is black pepper, cayenne pepper, Old Bay seasoning, parsley, and then I'll go in with some panko plain Japanese breadcrumbs. Now sometimes when you pouring now, depending on what side you have open, you may get a little more than you bargained for, but it's all good. And these panko breadcrumbs, like, I love these. I try to keep these in my cupboard because, I said cupboard, but I try to keep these because they add such a crunch to your food, so I like that. So that's why we're using the panko. or maybe a lot of panko. Anyway. And I just couldn't get myself in front of the camera properly, so you guys have to excuse me as I show you what ingredients I'm using. But that is some lime juice that I'm going in with, and I'm just using about a half a capful of that. And that's just to give it that extra something. I love lime on my seafood. So some people like lemon, I prefer lime. And then we are going to top these bad boys with some Parmesan cheese. And of course this is optional. It's a real Parmesan cheese, but I think it, just adds just a little bit of extra flavor to your dish. And so we'll go in with just a little bit of that. So as I said, all of these ingredients are optional. You choose to season your food as you wish. I'm showing you how I season mine, and I feel like my flavors come out very nicely. So if you're interested, you're more than welcome to follow the way that I do it. If not, then, maybe some other tip you'll pick up on. So now we go in and add our garlic and our peppers. And then, of course, it just wouldn't be the same without adding just a little bit more butter. And I'm not sure if it shows you guys or not, or if I did it right before I put it in the oven, but I did put 2 generous pinches of salt on this as well. So I did add salt. And then this goes in the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 to 30 minutes. And then the final result. And honey, this is a weeknight meal, so we are eating on paper plates. I am not getting ready to put this and present it. I'm sorry, guys. This is just a nice little meal that we put together for the weeknight. So that's the red snapper peppers on a bed of rice. And oh my goodness, I already know the results, so I just gotta
That's good. Okay. It's a bite with the peppers. Those seasonings, perfect. Perfect. This is so good. Okay. I'm getting ready to go finish eating with my husband off camera. I hope you guys enjoyed this meal as much as I did. It is really delicious. Try my recipe. Well, the way that I make it. So, I mean, whatever. Recipe. Do it that way. And you will see this is really delicious. Really, really, really delicious. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you later.